How many of y'all believe that you're going to be a millionaire? Where's the activity? Where's the work? Where's the preparation? Where's the education? That's like me saying I want to be a doctor, right? But I ain't going to school. How's that going to work out? All right, let me show you something else. Everybody, let me show you how I know that DEI is not a thing. Let me show you how I know it's not a thing. When you go to the doctor and they tell you need heart surgery, do you want the DEI person to operate on you, or you want the person that's prepared to do the job? When you get on that plane, you want the guy that was hired, or the person was hired, right? Because they needed to fit a quota, or you want the person that can do the job? I'm about to break it down for y'all and show you how much this is nonsense. In the NBA, NFL, you think they're concerned about the color of people's skin? No, they're putting a product on the floor or on the field. Who you think they want? The best. That's how I know DEI is trash. Right? So if you are going to be a millionaire, where is the work? If you're going to learn to trust God for great things, where is the work? A lot of these concepts cross-pollinate, and one will not work without the other. If you're trusting God for a miracle, where is the prayer? Where is the fasting? Where is it?
Dr. Wayne?
Yes, sir.
I can also add, for a lot of us, we may be the only or the first ones in our bloodline or family trying to actually accomplish that too, which makes all the more reason why we have to have an increase in faith for that to take place.
What he's saying is true, right? Now, let's add to the components. Behind the scene, right? We're talking about the iceberg effect. Let's talk about the negative effects of the iceberg and the positive effects of the iceberg. The negative effects of the iceberg is that there is a system working to prevent you from achieving what you desire to achieve and what God has for you. Because we've been disappointed so much, sometimes we believe that our efforts are in vain. The efforts are only in vain if you don't know how to fight, if you don't understand what is operating against you. That's the negative effects. To change the perspective of the iceberg is this. When I say I don't care what you've been through, I am not denigrating or degrading the seriousness of your issue. Y'all hear me? Y'all understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is the seriousness of your issue is what's going to cause you to overcome if you do what is necessary to help you overcome. I used to play sports, right? And y'all remember that movie Black Man Can't Jump? Y'all remember that? That was me. Couldn't jump. Right? I wasn't Air Jordan. I was grounded Jordan. Couldn't jump. Right? So couldn't jump, didn't have a handle, but if I practice enough, I can catch and shoot. How are you going to be able to come off a curl or come off a screen and catch and shoot unless you practice catching and shooting? So when nobody would be outside on the basketball court, I used to shovel spots on the basketball court that I was going to catch and shoot in the middle of winter. So that I know based on my limitations, right? I had to work on things that I could thrive at. I'm talking to my business people now. When you know what your limitations are, you find the people that fit the places that you don't know or understand or proficient in. So because I couldn't jump, because I grew 6 inches one summer and thought I was going to be 6'8", and I stopped growing, I knew I was going to be grounded Jordan, right? So my only thing I knew how to do based on what God has given me is I could shoot. So what am I going to do? Learn how to catch and shoot from any angle on the basketball court. And that means I'm going to have to practice. See, the problem is perfect practice makes perfect. But if you don't practice the presence of God, you will never be able to rise to the occasion. I'm preaching right now.
You preaching good.
Right? So we say that we want to be millionaires, but the work, the preparation, the sacrifice is not there. Let me tell you how I know. The richest man in the world right now works like he ain't got no money. Does he have to? No. But it's something that he has established and developed in all of his ventures, and it leads to success. I always talk about Michael Jordan, that he got cut off of his varsity team, right? What did he do? He used that no and turned it, in my opinion, into the greatest basketball player that ever walked the face of the earth. Because he did what he needed to do to make sure he was the best. Listen, in each and every one of us, there's something that you do that only you can do. Y'all gonna make me preach. I thought we was done. Only you can do. Now let's flip it back over to miracle signs and wonders. Nobody ever got a miracle without doing what it needed to be done to get the miracle. Not because you needed to do it to get the miracle, but you needed to do it because the adversary, the iceberg that is below the water, is working against your miracle. But some of us will never get the miracle because we don't follow the plan. God said fast more, you heard dance more. God said sacrifice more, you heard eat more. You know, I'm just being funny, right? But the truth is, we don't follow the plan. So if you say that you want a miracle, there are some things that you're going to have to do to achieve the miracle. Because the unseen side of the iceberg, from the negative perspective, is working against what you say that you're believing for. On the positive side, the unseen side of the iceberg is saying, if you do what I tell you to do, all this that you haven't seen is going to work. Who am I preaching to tonight? I know some of us are going through some hard stuff, right? This is what I tell parents. Stop rescuing your child before the lesson is learned. Y'all hear me, parents? Tam, why are you laughing? Here we come. Holy Spirit Jr. rescuing little John. When you dead and gone, and John got to experience and stuff and go come up with some solutions, he not going to be able to. Why? Because mama and daddy always rescued him before he learned the lesson. God don't do us like that. You can pray until Jesus come back. If there's a lesson to be learned, if you choose to learn the lesson, the miracle will be on the other side. I'm about to preach again, right? The other part, talk to my business people and my ministry people. Where is your preparation? What does your preparation look like? Y'all better not tell Erica that I'm clowning, all right?
That's good, because literally the Holy Spirit told me what you do with this first 6 months is going to determine your last 6 months.
Come on, Jesus. Ooh. Y'all help me, right? I'm about to help somebody again. Yo, there's a lot of help going on tonight. I love when I hear people say, all right, I'm doing my West Indian imitation, right? You know, the wealth of the wicked is saved up for the righteous. Hold on, let me get my laugh track going. Quab, I know you live up there around a bunch of Jamaicans and Guyanese, right? Tell the truth. We keep saying the wealth of the wicked is saved up for the righteous, but then we never see the opportunity of the wealth released. I'm about to run. We don't see the opportunities where God is saying, hey, I'm going to use this vehicle to springboard you into your next, because you're always looking at what you've experienced in the past. Who am I talking to tonight?
Hey, Dr. Wayne.
Yes, sir.
As you're speaking about this, what comes to my mind is when I was younger, I used to have this like strange fear of anything. So in the back of my mind, I just thought that everything would just end up failing or falling apart.
That's the devil.
And maybe it was because, you know, you're introduced to a lot of scary movies. I don't know if it was, you know, just programmed into you. But now that I'm, you know, really focusing on getting, you know, things together, I realized that we can still hold these experiences or traumas with us as we are mature now. And if we don't deal with it, it can cause a lot of havoc in our life.
Of course.
And so, like, you know, you have to go through like mindset training so you're not self-sabotaging and thinking that everything's just gonna crash because, you know, you're creating a picture in your mind.
Because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Whatever you conceptualize in your mind will become your reality. The truth is, right, we think we don't have faith, right? But we really do. We just have faith in the wrong things. Right? Again,
That part.
we're not saying that what you've been through is not real. We're saying that God has a solution if you would trust him. Remember the man
Amen.
that had the kid that would toss himself in the fire, and he went to Jesus and said, Jesus, I trust you, but I just please forgive my unbelief. Some of us need to stop fronting and go to Jesus and say, God, please forgive my unbelief. I'm not there yet, but I know you can do it. Right? Let me tell you about the thing about faith. Right? It is not always, caveat, I'm not telling you not to have faith. It is not always the faith of the person needing the miracle that causes them to get the miracle. Yeah, I hear what I'm saying. Sometimes it's the faith either of the community, I'm going to prove it to you, or the one believing, the one that's praying. Let me show you how. Jesus goes to the man by the pool of Bethesda. And he says to him, do you want to be healed? What's going on with my music here? His response was, every time I'm trying to get in the water, somebody else gets in the water before me. He did not even hear what Jesus said. Neither did he recognize who was speaking to him. Jesus asked him again, do you want to be healed? Then he told him to pick up his little bed, right? And walk. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. That's what happened, right? Let me give another example. That's why Jesus, you used to have to slap the disciples upside the head. The blind man heard. He did not see because he couldn't see. So he heard that Jesus was coming. How is faith established? By hearing. And he started to yell and scream, thou, Jesus, thou son of David. I'm about to get to that one, Amanda. Jesus! Yo! Over here! I need a miracle! And the religious folks, the ushers came by and said, boy, hush your mouth. We don't do that over here. We are First Thessalonians of the Dead epistles where we don't make no noise in our services. Jesus, son of David. I'm glad I'm the only house on this block I can yell and scream and carry on all I want. Right? And here comes the ushers. Say, yo, you can't do that here. Jesus, son of David. He stopped listening to the religious folks. And he cried out. And because he cried out, he got the attention of the one that can heal him. Y'all gonna make me preach 9 times tonight, but we gonna tell it. He cried out. He defied the religious people. He defied the status quo so that his miracle would meet him. Y'all hearing me tonight? Let me give you another one. So John, Ray, and Pookie had a homeboy that got shot in the back. He couldn't walk. And they heard that Jesus was coming to be more. And he was going to be in this house. But when they came to the house, right? The house was filled with people. And John, Ray, and Pookie said, yo, we got to find a way that our brother can encounter Jesus. Okay, let's think about this for a second. I got it. We're going to climb this tree. We're going to climb up on this roof. We're going to move the thatch apart, right? And we're going to let this joker down in the middle of their religious event till they ain't got no choice but to deal with the issue. That man was healed because of the faith of his friends, because he was not in a position to attract the attention of Jesus. Keep in mind, these examples are in the Bible so that we would learn what we need to do to attract the attention of God. Let me give you another one. The centurion, a Roman soldier, a man that understood authority, understood that the God that these Hebraic people serve is the true and living God. So I'm going to do whatever it needs to make sure that that God knows that I appreciate him in my alms giving. Your giving attracts the attention of God. That's me imitating Prophet Odlin. Okay? Your giving attracts the attention of God.